Warsaw, Poland. I was a correspondent for Reuters news agency. And I had been working on this some of my spare time for most of the past 9 months. And then it just got too big for me to do in my spare time. The film started with me working in Central Europe. And one thing that I would do to curb homesickness was get people to send me bottles of Frank's hot sauce. My parents and friends would send me packages of Frank's. And I would throw large wing parties where I would introduce Slovaks and Czechs and Poles to buffalo wings. It was sort of a little hobby of mine. I would do it 2 or 3 times a year. At one of the parties, we got talking that it would be cool to come back and do a wing tour of New York State. They could see where I'm from and get a sense of what New York State's like and have real authentic buffalo wings. One of my friends is a filmmaker, so we started talking about it could make a decent movie. It was a tough decision because I had for a long time worked for like a string of really crappy low-rate publications, and I sort of fought my way up the food chain until finally I did some work for the New York Times and Reuters, and I sort of felt like I had made it, but at the same time I wasn't really happy. It was like I was moving up and up and up, but I was in the wrong career path, I think. And one man's journey home, that's sort of the tagline. The culture of Upstate New York, and this weird story, like buffalo wings, we're so used to it. It's weird, like they it was an accident 40 years ago, and they've become one of the world's most popular foods. Like, I love my family, I love the people in Lions, but I never met a filmmaker, I never met a musician, not a serious one anyway. Never met a journalist or an author, and so all the things that I became interested in, I think I was really intimidated by people from Hollywood or by people from the New York Times. And then I had some success as a journalist, and I realized those people are just like me. But that's not obvious when you're from a small town. It can be really intimidating to go to a big place and try to make it, because you think that people there must know something about the world that you don't.